Well, hello and welcome to this gorgeous day in Vermont. It is just so beautiful. It's like in the 60s, but it's just a really lovely kind of sunny, rainy, cloudy day. But now it seems like this afternoon is just going to be so beautiful. So what we're going to do in the garden today is I want to make some flower-fetti. And this is basically just taking the edible flowers that we have here, and I'm going to be drying them, and then we're going to turn them into kind of like a colorful edible confetti. And I can use this for things like, to garnish dips like hummus, to put on cakes and things like that. I'll probably do this one actually more for savory stuff, or maybe I'll do one for savory and one for sweet, because I really want to add chive flowers to it. But I want to make some flower-fetti. I want to maybe prune the boxwoods. There are lots of things I need to plant out. And there are just lots of other things I want to do. I want to make some garden tea that I can drink tonight, like a very calming tea.
That's great.
It's very sophisticated.
Yeah, it really is.
And I'm just so excited to be out here with you. So let me show you some things that are just looking glorious. I mean, the peonies, we showed those in our tour. They are just looking so beautiful. Let me show you our roses. Ugh, I love how the Nepeta, let me show you, comes over the path like that. It's just so nice. And by the end of the season, this cobblestone path will be sort of like the line of it will be softened by all of those flowers coming over. But look at these roses. Look at that. This is the Olivia Rose Austin. I don't know if it's coming up as well on camera, but it's just this beautiful soft pink. And it's just got so many flowers. I think especially since we have like crazy rose weevils and worms that love to eat our rosebuds. It's just amazing that we have so many flowers on them. And I just love how that looks as it's kind of on the other side of the picket fence with the daisies coming through. Little sun patience. And we have our new climber, Cobia scandens there. And the one on this side as well is looking beautiful. Look at that rose. So the whole thing is like a storybook. It matches on either side. Lovely. We do have some irises that are in bloom over here. They're this purple color, which is the one that I thought I had spread through the borders. But look at this. It doesn't bloom much because it's not getting a terrible amount of sun here, but oh, it really smells like grapes, very fruity, like a grape popsicle. We have some daisies and stuff over here. There's our driveway. Looking a little worse for the wear. I think the pots on the driveway look really nice this year. I really like that blend that we've done. Let me show you up close. So, as you can see, this is a chore I need to do, is come in and weed, and we need to fill this in with some gravel, obviously. But look at this little mix. It's just 3 plants, but it's the coleus, which is getting eaten the way it does. This beautiful lavender sun passion, and then the big white begonia. Just really love the blends. So pretty. And then we have the same one on either side here. And then we have it tucked in that corner there. Right there. The ones straight down are a different variety. But, oh, I just love these roses. The alnwick roses are about to start blooming as well. This is sort of becoming a garden chore. All of the foxgloves and lupins on the hillside I just love. And I love that iris foliage. It's so nice. And then on this side, this Olivia Rose Austin is a little bit smaller, but beautiful, beautiful blooms on that. It's just stunning. I love it. And this geranium, when that blooms, we'll have the Nepeta and the rose and the geranium and the alnwick rose behind and the hyssops. And that'll just be so beautiful. And this boom chocolato geranium, yeah, things are coming into bloom. So I have my basket, and I think the first thing I'd like to do is to start gathering the flowers to dry them for our flower-fetti. I have a long list of things that I could dry. You know, I can do Nepeta, the Nepeta flowers. I can do the pansies, calendula, marigolds, chives, lamium, I think is edible, or dead nettle here, the flowers. But I think I'm gonna stick to harvesting some pansies and violas. I'm gonna harvest chive flowers, maybe some kale flowers, and calendula and marigolds. And I think we'll stick with that for now. So that's the first thing we'll do. Go cut those and dry them. The other fun thing is that in this porch bed we have strawberries, and we harvested them for our smoothie bowls this morning, and it was just so lovely. I love harvesting things from the cottage garden. It's just so nice to have strawberries as a ground cover. So there are a few more, and we have several other plants and a lot more berries that are kind of on their way. Also, this salvia is a perennial salvia that hasn't had any space the last few years, but we moved a sedum that was right here because it was just kind of crowding this space up, and now the salvia is in bloom. So we have this beautiful purple salvia next to our purple, rockin' deep purple salvia. It's just so nice. I love these layers of like anemones, salvia, salvia, dead nettle, salvia, lupins. It's just so fun. I think I want to fill this space in with something, a sun patient again. I'm going so heavy on those. Maybe in here as well. But we have hyssops that are going to fill in this area. Oh, and let me show you the Gara. Just looking gorgeous. Love this flower. Daisies, obviously. Lots of daisies and the foxgloves. Nepeta. Oh, I just love it. You know what's looking really beautiful? I mean, this Nepeta looks gorgeous, but these Supertunia Mini Vista Plum veins are really looking good, especially since we've had so much rain, which brings in all the slugs, and there have been slugs all over it, but they're looking really nice. And obviously our beautiful peonies going over, starting to, but looking gorgeous. Ugh, I love it. Love, love, love it. So many flowers. Now, I think I want to use some roses as well. So we might use the Olivia Rose Austins, but we also have these roses that were here on the property when we moved in. And this is the first year that they're looking happy. They're really sweet little open flowers, so we might use those, but I think I'd rather leave that for the pollinators. They'll probably like that. So here we're coming into our back garden, our English sunken garden. Oh, you guys, I love this space so much. And we're doing a lot of medicinals back here, which is really fun. So we'll definitely harvest some things for our tea here. I grew up in the South, so I think I might make some iced tea, but like an herbal iced tea with lemon balm and things like that. In the South, if you order a tea, they give you iced tea. They'll say sweetened or unsweetened. It's such a fun space. I love how it looks and feels here. And hopefully soon we'll start working on the fern and foxglove border, which will be right next door. But it's just very whimsical. So I think I'm gonna set you up, and I'm gonna go ahead and harvest some of the chive flowers, some lemon balm, and then maybe we'll head to the veggie patch. I just want to show you how different the Kufia looks that we have in the ground versus in the pots. So this is the Vivid Violet Kufia, I believe. It's kind of like sprawling out a little bit, but the leaves look happy and healthy. Lots of flowers. The hummingbirds have started coming to it, so they really, really love it. And that one just looks happy and healthy, you know? And then look at this one in the pot. And then we have this one. And it's just always looking dry and droopy and sad. It just doesn't look happy. So I think we're gonna transplant that into the garden so that it can just be a little bit happier. It's not looking great. Then right here, we have our little rock wall with lots of the violas. This is the Viola whitrockiana, so I'll just pick a few of these as well. Little posy of pansies. Oh, the trees here are so tall. This is our vegetable patch. I really love how we've done the rose this year in the veggie patch. I'm so excited about it and all of the flowers this year. So you can probably see the little pops of orange. We're gonna be harvesting the calendula and probably the marigolds, but not too many. I might just do one per because I don't wanna take too much off when they're so young. But we have our first Cosmo blooming here. Look at that little beauty. Look at that. And all budded up, little button buds. Glorious. It just really perfumes the air here, and it's just that powdery, delicious rose, that quintessential rose scent. That other rose that I just picked had more of a spicy scent, almost smells like cloves and cinnamon and myrrh. This one is much more of that powdery, easygoing rose scent. Oh, I love it. Soft pink, beautiful. wood mix here. I have some tea and herbs at the bottom, roses, violas, pansies, nepeta, chives, so pretty, calendula, marigolds. So we'll go ahead and get these all prepped. I think I'll do it right here, but I just wanted to show you. This is the arrangement I did the other day during the garden tour, and I've kind of futzed with it since. But I love that eucalyptus with this artemisia coming out the bottom. Little pops of yellow with the daisies and the baptisia kind of coming out of the side. I just love it. Oh, it's so fun. It's like such a fun little arrangement. Some of the salvia's blooms are coming off, but that's okay. All right, let's prep these flowers. Okay, I've washed everything and now I'm just placing this into our teapot. This is the pineapple leaf sage. Oh, it smells just like pineapple. It's amazing. And this is the lemon balm, which kind of gets a little kind of clumped up when you wash it down. And you can also kind of come in and kind of break them up to release those oils. Oh, heavenly. Pineapple and lemon, beautiful. That is so strong. That smells incredible. For the rest of our flowers, I'm just going to lay them on a piece of parchment paper and we'll let them dry. Now that that's all done, I think I might go grab some stevia for our tea, but we can add that in later. We can actually add that in when we ice it. But now I think I'm gonna go ahead and prune up our boxwoods. So particularly this guy here, he's looking a little scraggly. So just for context, here we are. The front door of the cottage is right here. Sun patience, foxgloves, all of that good stuff. And here's the guy that I want to tend to. Now we pruned him in April, but he's just looking a little wild. I'm not sure if you can fully tell, but he's grown back quite a lot. This is a different type of boxwood. It has really glossy foliage. Whereas, you know, these ones have that more muted new growth, really soft, muted new growth. They're both wonderful, but this is the same, that muted growth on this. But I just need to tend to them a little bit. I just need to kind of shape them up a tiny little bit. There's another one there. So I think I'm just gonna put you down. I got some new gardening gloves in the mail, and I'm gonna go ahead and just prune these up. Maybe while I'm doing this, I can show you some of the beautiful boxwoods in Marquissac in the Dordogne region of France where we were this winter. Oh my gosh, I think they have 150,000 boxwoods there, and they're just so exquisite. So I'll show you some of those because it was truly, truly special and magical. And if you don't grow boxwoods, this might encourage you to do so. All right, I think the boxwoods are looking really nice and shapely now. Really nice. All right, let's do something else. All right, so now I think it's time for us to plant up some of the seedlings that we started back in April. I think we started some of them at the beginning of May, but most of them we've started in April, and I want to go ahead and plant them in the cottage borders, maybe in the porch bed, maybe in the shade garden where the bird bath is, that little garden there with the sun patiens. But if you can see behind me, there are tons of foxgloves over my left shoulder there. Clematis, foxgloves, beautiful, beautiful things. And I think I want to fill up more of the front of that bed with the foxgloves. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of those that we've started. We've already hardened them off. I've taken them outside for several days now. They've been just sitting out. So we're gonna go ahead and get them in the ground because they are desperate to be in the ground. So this is the garden bed that I'm talking about. Most of the foxgloves are hidden until you kind of round the corner. But once you round the corner, You can see the foxgloves, all the beautiful hostas, the clematis. It's quite nice. And this hydrangea is about to bloom as well, so that'll be beautiful. The ivory halo dogwood, the hostas, all of the early spring bloomers. And it's a quite large bed, but beautiful foxgloves. But I'm thinking I just kind of want to fill in the little gaps. They're more noticeable on camera. In person, it doesn't really look like there are many gaps. It's funny the way that happens. But I think I'm just going to fill in some of the gaps with some foxgloves. So for this job, I'm definitely going to be wearing my gloves since the foxgloves are poisonous. And we'll just go ahead and get those in the ground. This is going to be beautiful. So it'll kind of be a succession of foxgloves throughout this border. So kind of all season, hopefully we'll have foxgloves here. Here are our foxgloves that we started from seed. See, they really want to get out. But we have the Camelot Rose and Camelot Lavender. I think these will be really beautiful in here. They're not as tall as those Gloxiniflora that you see in the back there. So I think it'll look nice to have them spread in the front. Those foxgloves are going to be absolutely beautiful in there. Just fill in that space with one of our favorite flowers. And now I think I'm just going to transplant the Brawalia. Let me show you that. Just in the front of this bed here. Okay, so you can sort of see where I put all of the foxgloves. There are a lot in there. Kind of spread throughout. You can't really see all of them, but hopefully they'll just sort of grow and fill in this space. Oh, little bumble. But here we have some Brawalia. And there's one that I put here when this was teeny tiny. And I just put it way too close to everything and it's just getting eaten up. You can see the little star-shaped flower. So I think I'm just gonna move that forward. I might leave that one where it is, but I'll just maybe tuck the other one here. All right, not super exciting, but just transplanted that from tucked under there to here to kind of unearth it. And this Shanghai heuchera is gonna not like it there if it ends up growing in these two lands, but we can always transplant that. Looking pretty good though. Can't beat the structure of these hostas with the ferns and the ivory halo dogwood. That'll be nice just to see everything come in, and obviously the pulmonaria here, the geranium, just lots of beautiful structural plants in here. I love it. While we're back here, just look at those foxgloves. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love foxgloves so much. They're so tall. Wow, beautiful. So that bed's all done, our little shade border back there. And before we jump into our next thing, which I think I'm gonna plant the hollyhocks in the sunken garden, I just wanna show you something that in garden tours and on camera, I just don't think it really has ever had its moments. Like I haven't really done it justice with the filming. But do you see all of this yellow? These little yellow stalks? It looks like light coming in, right? Dappled light. But all of that is foxgloves. And so in person, it looks so beautiful just to have that many foxgloves. Can you see them? They're just everywhere. They look like dappled light coming in. So I think that it's just kind of deceptive when you're like watching a tour or something, you just can't see it, but in person, it's stunning. So grandiflora foxgloves, they grow wild here and they are just amazing. The pollinators are all over them. It's just, they're so stunning. And with the peonies, with our little rock wall, with the sun patience, it just looks so beautiful. So I kind of wanted to highlight them because they're spectacular. On the hill with the lupins, you've probably seen in some of our tours if you've watched those. But here, they are just stunning. Let me show you up close. They are just spectacular and they just keep on going. Back, all the way back, all the way back there. I love them. They're so cheerful. Well, now that we've shared in the glory of those grandiflora foxgloves, I'm gonna grab our hollyhocks and we're gonna bring them to the English sunken garden to plant them up in the back. Oh, the swallowtail is on the chives. Glad I left some for her. Okay, here we have our hollyhocks. So we have mostly the Indian spring mix, but a few of them are the champagne majorette double. It's like a peachy, creamy peachy color and it's so beautiful. They're not huge, but you know, they've been hardened off. I don't really want to plant them up, pot them on, you know. So I think I'm just gonna put them straight in the ground and then hopefully they'll establish. We have rain over the next few days, but it's gonna stay pretty warm. So there's enough of them that it'll be okay either way. And then I was thinking, we already planted up all the beds in the veggie patch. And so I was thinking of maybe putting a few of our squash just on the edge of the sunken garden, kind of in between the sunken garden and the fern and foxglove border that we're going to be making to kind of bridge that gap. They get really big. They'll, you know, be a lovely ground cover while all of our perennials are kind of growing up this year. And, you know, if the deer eat them or anything like that, that's fine. I think it's nice to kind of share with the wildlife, but yeah, just kind of a fun experiment. They really need to get out. So I think I might do that. I might plant a few of them in the side borders in the veggie patch, but we'll see. It'll be an experiment. Wildlife there is out here. There's just so many hummingbirds and butterflies and bumblebees and dragonflies. It's just so neat to see all of this life. But the hollyhocks back there are doing pretty well. So either way, I think we'll get some beautiful color and height in the back of the border behind the little bench there. So let me go ahead and get those in the ground. So I'm not sure if you saw, but I just pulled out so many more rocks. And I don't want to be a broken record, so I probably cut out some of the footage of me like throwing rocks out of the holes I was digging. But if you live in a rocky area, like You just have to be patient because we dug up and sifted through all this soil. We sifted through, we removed so many rocks here. We used the rocks to create the patio, and still there are rocks. We filled the back area last year with leaf mold, dug it all out and filled it with leaf mold, and still there are rocks. So if you live on the side of the mountain, that's just kind of par for the course. But it is funny as you're digging and you're like, okay, a couple of months ago, I just went through the soil, added new soil, added new compost on top, but still, it just takes a long time. So don't be discouraged. It will get easier. You know, the borders that we planted first, they are much easier to dig in than any of the new areas. It just takes time. It's just the way it is. So you just kind of have to be patient with it and just go with the flow. All right, let me show you where I'm gonna put these butternut squash, or butter baby squash, I should say. So there's the empty hollyhocks. We got all the hollyhocks planted. I think we have about 30 in the back there, kind of wrapping around. It looks much smaller than it is in real life. In real life, it's quite a big border. But right here, see next to the kufia, I think I might transplant the kufia that's in the pot right there. And then I think I'd like to put the squash right along here, because that's going to be all clear once the foliage from the daffodils is cut back, which we won't do today. We'll wait until all of that has died back, and the alliums to cut those back. But I think I want to fill those in, because here we're going to be, my gloves are right there in my trowel. But here we're going to be continuing this border and incorporating this little flower bed that we've created. I might kind of trim him up. Maybe we'll do that today. But for now, what we'll do is maybe I'll have Bert dig the hole for the kufia. He's repairing the garage door right now, replacing it. But maybe I'll have him help me with that. And then maybe I'll go ahead and plant some of the zucchini and the butter baby squash. And yeah, a big part of that is that this is, you know, when it's a new border, you just have lots of empty space. And we'll put the kufia next to that one there, or maybe on this side. And then there, I just want to kind of fill up the back there. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be nice. Getting rid of the rest of the rocks. So many rocks. So I think that kufia will look really nice. I think they'll grow together and kind of just look like a giant shrub.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool.
And I think the hummingbirds are gonna love having those two together, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Thank you for planting that.
Of course.
So what do you think about this sedum? I think having that, I think it needs to be out of the pot. It was just, it grew fast.
Yeah. It looks huge.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a great placement for it.
I think that little cushy ball of a sedum there next to it just looks so satisfying. And so I think having another one that's a similar, tidy little shape will tie in the front of the sunken garden, and it'll just be nice to have that there.
Yeah, I think that'll go really well.
Yeah, let's do that. Cool. We've got our stevia. Just a few leaves of it. So we'll add that to our tea. We'll see how it's steeping. We'll check on the flowers and how well they're drying, but I'm so excited that we did all of that. So now pretty much everything's all done for the sunken garden. Might just continue to kind of play around with pots. And last year, in the last few years, I've planted up container arrangements with a bunch of different herbs in them. And those are so fun because they're really beautiful. You can do the thriller, spiller, and filler in that, you know, using herbs, and it's just gorgeous. So I really like doing that. So I think I might fill this in with just all of our herb pots and kind of make this our apothecary garden, like our potted apothecary garden. You like that?
I love that.
Looking pretty good though. Looking pretty good. And yeah, I think that Kufia will be happy to be in the ground. Let me show you everything actually. So there's our little lemon coral sedum, one of the Kufias and the new Kufia. I need to come in and remulch everything, but this is the zucchini, that's the butter baby squash, hollyhocks, all along the back of the border. You can't really see, but the hollyhocks that we put in earlier, see there are some there that I just planted, but these ones that we put in earlier are looking really great. They're filling in. And this is all our daffodil foliage, some of which I've tied up. More hollyhocks that I planted today, but this is one from the other day. Look at him, gigantic. So that'll be fun. And another one that I planted the other day. And then we have just them all along the back of the border. So that'll just look beautiful. One in between the two salvias. Yeah, that'll be fun. And I think these two Kufias here are gonna look really nice. I think they'll just create like a hummingbird magnet of a shrub right here. Nice. Oh yeah, and then over here, I just cut back the Japanese maple just so you could sort of see a little bit more of the shape of it, especially as you're coming down the side, so that when we incorporate these two into the same border, I don't know, I just like the idea of being able to see that it's a tree. But it's so pretty. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful tree. And from the other side, it just looks so magical. I mean, I guess not as much now that we've cut that out, but little magical dell in here. It's so sweet. Okay, let me show you. Oh, look at those roses at this time of night. Yes! Love them. And the rose. I love it. It's so pretty. Oh, the almond has started blooming. Beautiful. So excited about that one. Aren't they pretty when they're in bud form? Oh, I love roses. All right, I think I'm gonna head inside. I'm gonna take our stevia and add it to our tea. I might add some pineapple, like frozen pineapple to it as an ice cube because we don't have any ice. And have a nice little lemon balm, pineapple sage, iced tea. I think that'll be really, really nice. Calming, soothing. I think it's about 7 or so. So thank you so much for joining me. This was just such a fun, very chill day, afternoon really, just a few hours together of hanging out and getting some things, like little things off the to-do list. Just feels so nice to tie up loose ends, get that border filled in with some things that, you know, are gonna really make it shine and look beautiful for this season. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like this video if you like, subscribe if you're not already. It's just my husband and I, and it really does help us out. So thank you for subscribing. I can't believe how close we are to 50,000 subscribers. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. That's just quite extraordinary. I feel very lucky. So thank you very much. That's just really exciting that there's so many of us hanging out. So if you're not subscribed, please do join us. Maybe we can hit 50,000 subscribers with this video. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, and I'll see you again in the next one. Okay, bye and happy gardening.